Hello and welcome to Me, the Wife and Wrexham AFC.
A weekly podcast and YouTube channel where we discuss all things Wrexham.
So sit back, put your feet up, relax and let's get stuck in.
Hello and welcome to episode 188 of Me, the Wife and Wrexham AFC. How are you diddling?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm not too bad. How are you?
I'm alright. Yes.
Okay.
I've got 2 days to look forward to off work.
Yeah, good. Lucky. Well done. I haven't. I've got extra hours, if anything, this week. But...
I didn't know you were doing 4 hours. You were doing 4 days of overtime this week.
Yeah, 2 days of quite a bit of overtime and then 2 days of a short amount of overtime. But overtime...
So you will be here some in the evening then?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. It will be. Yeah, this week. Yeah, you will see me at some point. It's not just this, but yeah. Interesting week. I did my I did one of them DNA kits. So where they analyze your DNA and they tell you, where your extended family is from, where your families come from, all that sort of stuff. Because I don't know what I was expecting from it really, because they sort of give you
I think you were expecting something a bit more exotic than what you got.
Yes, perhaps. So they tell you, over the last 300-ish years, they sort of tell you, where your family has come from. I was expecting quite a bit of European in my DNA. I'm not sure what I was expecting, but Welsh.
He is a proper Welsh boy.
Yeah, it couldn't be. I'm not sure it could be more Welsh. If I'm perfectly honest. You
did have a bit of Irish, though, didn't you?
A little bit of Irish, a little bit of Connacht.
No idea.
Not sure. A little bit of that. It's like 2%.
It's very Celtic.
Yeah. Celtic/Gaelic is what I came back as, and I'm very proud to be Welsh, and I'm happy about that. But I don't know what I was expecting. But yeah, there's I think 1% Devon, which is obviously South England, not enough to even warrant mentioning. 5% Danish. But literally 90-odd% just Welsh. So the results I got, I pretty much could have guessed that without paying the money to actually do the test. So I'm as Welsh can be.
But your personality traits and stuff like that.
That was quite interesting. Yeah, it was, and pretty much nailed me,
yes.
The personality traits. But
yeah
Welsh.
Basically. I'm going to do mine, because I know that I'm not 100% Welsh.
No.
Because my mum's dad
I'm not 100%. I'm just as close to 100% as I imagine you could possibly get.
Yeah.
Little bit, mainly North Wales, little bit of South Wales.
I definitely have South Wales because of my nana.
Yeah.
I'm interested now. I wish I'd done it, because I think I'd be interested in the personality trait, see whether it gets me nailed on, because I'm a very complex person.
You can say that again. Look, what is coming up on this week's show, Sean?
We are going to talk about FA Cup. Sorry, you threw me off then. We're going to talk about our...
What, by asking you what's coming up on the show?
Yeah.
Sorry, that thing we have already done 187 times before
it's because you haven't done the bit before. It confused
yes, and
me.
I will do that after.
It confused me.
Yes.
Yes.
Sean made a boo-boo. And we had to restart, didn't we?
I said something you're not allowed to say on YouTube. So.
Yes, she did.
It wasn't anything nasty or anything. It was just a word.
Yeah.
Anyway, on this week's show, we talk about our Friday fixture last week against FA Cup. Sorry.
Do you want to start that bit again?
Yeah.
Sean,
introduce me.
Sean, what's coming up on this week's show?
This week, we're going to talk about our FA Cup fixture, which was on last Friday against Ipswich. We are going to round up some club news. We're going to talk about catch up on the women's...
The Welsh women?
Yeah. on the women's team, who are getting on really well at the moment. We're going to do Ryan's Welsh Word of the Week. We're going to look ahead at our 2 league games. We haven't had a Tuesday, Saturday game for ages.
Have we not?
I can't remember the last time we did.
No, you might be right. I can't remember.
So it's very exciting. So we look ahead at our 2 league games, which are happening this week. We've got Bristol Rovers. No, we haven't. We've got Bristol City. And we have got Ipswich again.
That was a shambles. I'll give you that.
I apologise.
You threw in a League 2 team in there. You talked about the Welsh women. I don't know what was going on. It was all over the place. But thanks for that, Sean. Shall we move on? Look, to all the people watching us on YouTube, if you are not subscribed but you keep finding yourself coming back, then hit that subscribe button. Or, of course, if you're brand new, because we do get brand new people all the time. So hit that subscribe button. If you listen as a podcast, then why not leave us a 5-star review on whatever platform you're listening on. You can also find us on social media at MeTheWifePod, or you can email us methewife and wrexhamafc@gmail.com. So club news, let's start with that. So a double nomination. So Sam Smith and Phil Parkinson have both been nominated for Manager of the Month and Player of the Month in the Championship, respectively. Both very well deserved.
Oh, yeah.
Hugely.
Definitely.
I think Sam's been fantastic. He obviously got nominated for PFA Player of the Month, but now he's been nominated for the Championship Player of the Month. Parky too. You will always find it when a team have a string of good results, you usually get the manager nominated, and if there's a standout player, which Sam 100% has been in the month of January, then you usually get them nominated as well. Fingers crossed for both of them.
It'd be nice if they both won it.
Yes.
But equally, it would be nice if one or the other won it. It's, whoever wins, it'd be good.
It would be nice. I'm not sure either of them will, based on who I've seen in that list. Maybe Phil, though. I think Phil's got a chance. I just think there's a couple of players in there that might pip Sam to Player of the Month. But who knows? We'll have to wait. It's not my decision, so they don't need to worry about me.
Well, if it was your decision, it'd be very biased.
Yeah, of course it would. Yeah, but yeah,
Phil and Sam all the way.
Let's talk about the new cop. So we've had some movement on the new cop, haven't we? So they've started to put in stairwells, the foundations of the stairwells, and the lift core, I think they called it. So let's call it the elevator shaft. Lift core / elevator shaft.
Yeah.
So that's in there. Quite exciting. They've got lifts in there. I mean, elevators, wherever you are in the world, depending what you call it. Where's our elevator? I know our stand's not big enough before you say that.
Yeah, I'm not sure we need one. There is one, actually, in the Macron stand.
Oh, yeah, of course there is, yeah.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, but in the posh bit.
Oh, yeah.
Not in our bit.
The minions aren't allowed to use it.
No, not at all. Not at all.
No.
It's nice to see movement, though, isn't it, on the cop? Because we've spent a lot of time staring at a blank, empty space. Don't get me wrong, we are still staring at a blank, empty space, but all of the work that's gone on prior to now has very much been underground work, underpinning foundations, all that sort of stuff. All the, I would argue, boring stuff that you have to do to make sure any sort of construction doesn't fall down.
Yeah.
I think we're going to slowly start to see the overground stuff happening, and that's when you start to feel like, oh, it's happening now. So I'm excited about that happening.
Well, on Fridays, when we played Ipswich on the FA Cup, my mum and dad were there, and they were still working on Friday night.
Yeah.
I think
that was
that's going to
strange.
be quite a well, it's not as if they haven't got any lights when we're playing, is it? They've got the massive floodlights.
Not only that, they obviously don't need to worry about any sort of sound pollution while there's a game going on.
No, that's very true.
Because if you're working sort of into the night and there's nothing going on, there's obviously you're going to start getting complaints about noise pollution, all that sort of thing. But when there's a game going on, you don't need to worry about that. You can just crack on, can't you? So that's exciting. I am looking forward to seeing something a little bit more substantial next time we go to a game, or certainly over the next couple of months. Anyway,
I think we will. So our championship home fixture against Swansea City has provisionally moved to another Friday the 13th. What is that all about?
I know, yeah.
Friday, March the 13th at 8 p.m. and will be broadcast live on Sky Sports Football.
There is a caveat to this, though.
There is a caveat. Should Wrexham AFC versus Hull City scheduled for Tuesday, March the 10th, be required to move to Wednesday, March the 11th due to the FA Cup scheduling, the fixture will take place on Saturday, March the 14th at 8 p.m. live on Sky Sports Football.
Yes.
I would prefer the Saturday. Oh, no, actually, I prefer the Friday.
Well, we've got something that we haven't really had before. So you've got a Friday night game. We've had them before. I don't mind a Friday night. That's okay. I do quite like a Friday night. The alternative, we are obviously through in the FA Cup. If our game gets put on the Sunday, they would move the whole game from the Tuesday to the Wednesday. Okay, that's basically the reason they're saying this. If it got moved to the Saturday, it would be an 8 p.m. kickoff. Now that would be, I dare say, quite good for quite a few people around the world.
Yes.
Potentially that might fit in better with their schedules.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure how happy I am about an 8 p.m. kickoff on a Saturday night. I'm not sure that's...
Still goes to it, though.
Of course. Of course we will. But I'm not sure that's my ideal spot.
I think on a Saturday, the ideal time is like 12:30, 3 o'clock, isn't it, for kickoffs?
Depends who you ask.
Or if you really had to push it, 5:30.
No, see, I don't mind a 3 o'clock. That's fine with me.
That's standard.
I quite like a 12:30 because it means you can get out, get home, all the other football's going on, and it feels like you've got like the rest of your Saturday to enjoy what's going on around the grounds and in other games, and you can be at home ready, set for any 5:30 kickoffs, all that sort of stuff. Right, I know it's very football heavy, but I quite like that. A lot of people like the 5:30 kickoff because they go out straight after and have a few drinks, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, I understand that. And 8 o'clock on a Saturday, I'm not sure suits anyone who's actually going to the game. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. I might be wrong, but
people going out afterwards. 10
maybe.
o'clock, 9:30, 10 o'clock's when it's kicking off in town.
It depends who we draw, doesn't it, in the FA Cup, I think, as to whether it's going to get moved. If there are a few teams in there, we're not going to discuss who's in the draw too heavily because we obviously record on Sunday. There's still games going on, for us now. So, we're not going to discuss that too much. But if we were to draw, let's say, Mansfield, I can't imagine that would have a huge draw for the TV cameras to put that on.
Well, I don't know, actually, because Mansfield beat... who did they play on Saturday?
Burnley.
So, you don't know, you think that, they beat a Premier League team, or are they going to beat a Championship team? It very much depends.
I get that. I'm not saying it wouldn't be an interesting matchup. I'm just saying I'm not sure how... Will it bring
Sky loads of money?
Well, it's not Sky, it's TNT own the rights to the FA Cup.
Oh, right, okay.
So it's, I'm not sure how TV camera worthy that game would be. Who
knows?
And that's not me talking down Mansfield. I'm just talking about the matchup itself. Isn't exactly Championship against League One. perhaps isn't box office. You know what I mean? Whereas you might have two Premier League teams going head to head. You might have, if Mansfield were to draw Liverpool at home, definitely TV worthy. You get what I mean? I'm just not sure how TV worthy that sort of tie
if we draw
be.
Arsenal at home,
yes,
that's definitely worthy to be on
Of
the
course
TV.
it is. We'll talk about that in a bit. Once we talk about Ipswich, we'll talk a little bit more about what we want from the FA Cup, because it's all about us.
Can I just do something? Lean forward.
Yeah.
I know that. Do you know what? I know if you watch this back, you'll be going, "Why didn't you move that?" Because it irritate me.
Me little danglies.
Your little danglies, yeah.
How do I explain that better than me little danglies?
The cords on your jacket.
Yeah. Someone was tucked in. Sorry. Yeah, I'm right. Look, let's talk about the women a little bit. Their game against Swansea was actually called off on Sunday, so it gives us a nice little window to talk about the women, because if you are new here or you haven't heard us talk about it before, we don't talk about the women very much.
No.
And the reason for that is they play on the same day that we record, roughly the same time that we record.
And we would love to change. We would love to change our recording time, but it's just impossible
because of our working schedules and all that sort of stuff. We can't really.
Yeah.
So because of that, any time that we talk about the women, we'd be talking about a result that happened over a week ago, when there's probably already been another game after that we wouldn't be talking about. So it's never really worked out. But their game was called off against Swansea, so it gives us a nice little window to talk about them. So for anybody who doesn't follow the women, so the Gennaro Adram Premier has now entered phase 2. So what happens? Phase 1 is all 8 teams, they play each other and they get to a point, I think it's 14 games in, where they split the league into 2. So Wrexham finished phase 1 in 2nd place, and they now enter. So when the league split, it splits into the top 4 and the bottom 4. The top 4 is called the Championship Conference, and that's what Wrexham are in. Them 4 teams are now the only team that could be crowned champions of the Adrian Premier. So they are they're in 2nd place. They keep all their points and all of everything that's happened prior. They're 1 point behind Cardiff at time of recording, and they are due to play Cardiff next Sunday, or this Sunday. So that they're going to play Cardiff. They've got back-to-back games against Cardiff, one at home, one away. So this is probably the time in the season for Wrexham. They can go out and win both of them games, then they're obviously odds-on favourites to actually win the league, which they haven't done before in the Premier. So excited for them. And I feel like it's their time to shine in a way, because all of their sort of exploits and how well they do, and they got promoted into the Gennaro Adram Premier. I do sort of feel like sometimes, because the men have had back to back, that they've sort of been overshadowed a little bit. And this might be the season for them to shine, to go and win the league and be the ones that we're celebrating, as opposed to focus being dragged over to the men all the time. Don't get me wrong, we love watching the men's team, but I think it's only fair to share the plaudits around a little bit, and it would be nice for them to go and win that league, I think.
It's possible, they could do it.
Yeah, 100%. Look, yeah, good luck to them. I think they're in a brilliant position. They look better this season than I think I have seen them at any point during previous seasons. You got to remember, it isn't like we don't watch the women's team. We do. It's just that the fact that we don't really have the opportunity to talk about it on here. And I think this season they're looking the best they've looked since probably, Rob and Ryan took over and started pushing the women's team on. I think this is the best women's team that I've seen in recent times. So good luck.
Agreed.
Good luck to you.
So we've had an email from a gentleman called David Darai.
Oh,
Darai.
Yeah. We should have asked how to pronounce his name. I would say Darai.
Darai.
David Darai. His email came through as David Dar. Just D-A.
So Darai. Darai.
Darai.
Let us know how you say it. Sorry, David. Good day. My name is David. I am from a small community called would you say Bass or Bass?
I would say Bass River.
Bass River in Nova Scotia, Canada. I have been listening to your show for a few years now. I got into watching English football pretty much as soon as the Wrexham show came on. I was not really much into sports of any kind before that, except for golf, but Wrexham's story is just too hard to not watch. Since this, I have delved into the history of Wrexham. I've listened to too many different podcasts.
No, I've listened to many.
Oh, sorry.
No, there's not too many.
I've listened to many different podcasts.
No, I've listened to many.
I've listened to many.
You go, I've listened to many. No, I've listened to many.
Just 1-0.
Yes.
I've listened to many podcasts, different podcasts, and watched many different shows.
I'm going to stop you, right? David's going to be fuming that I've just done what I've just done. Right, he's going to be absolutely livid, and but I just felt like I had to put.
No, it's fine. He needed to correct me.
I did, but he is going to be sitting there going, "See, I told you." Read the rest of the email, and you'll see why.
Okay. You two are where am I? Oh, watch many different shows on Wrexham and Welsh life in general. You two are fascinating to watch, to listen to. I enjoy the banter, although sometimes I'm where. Oh, for God's sake, what is wrong with me? Sometimes I may be more on your.
No, sorry. There's no maybe in that.
Although sometimes I am way more on your wife's side than your. There's so much writing. My eyes can't focus on your wife's side than yours because I am not very well versed in English football, and it seems that sometimes you talk over her when I'm trying to listen to her opinion.
David, I'm so sorry, and I think I just proved your point on numerous occasions during that, and I do apologise. I get it. I'm a little bit like an excited child when we do this, and I have the personality of an excited child, but I have the mind and memory of somebody in their mid-40s. so but you combine them two things, and something comes into my head, and I feel like it has to come out there and then, and so I do apologise that because of that, I very much. I know that I do it, and I know I talk over Siân, and I know people tune in to hear her opinion, and people don't really care about mine too much. They care more about Siân's. I get that. I do. I really do.
I don't think that's true.
I think there's a lot of people who listen to us have joined this journey as being new to Wrexham, new to football. And I think they have an affinity with you, also being new to Wrexham, new to football, in the same way that
I'm not new to Wrexham.
The football club. Not the place, obviously.
Well, no, I know. I've known about Wrexham, but I get what you mean.
Yeah, so I think they feel more of an affinity with you, because they feel like you're on the same journey that they are on. So I think your opinion to them is a lot more important than mine is, because I'm just somebody else who has watched football for years, who knows football inside out. They could get that opinion from anywhere. Yours is more unique than mine, I would say, and I think that's why people like your opinion on things, maybe a little bit more than they do mine.
I like your opinion.
Yes, I'm sure people don't mind my opinion. I'm just saying, I think so. So, David, I am sorry. I hope I've explained why. But yes, I will make a conscious effort.
No, you won't.
I will. No, I genuinely will. I'll make a conscious effort not to do that in the future. I will try. That might not last too long, but
I know what we can do.
I don't like the sound of this.
Every time you do it, you
Yeah.
have to give me £1.
Why you £1?
Because it's about me.
No.
Oh.
No, look, shall we get into this week's Welsh Word of the Week?
Let's. Welsh Word of the Week, Welsh Word of the Week, Welsh Word of the Week, Welsh Word of the Week.
So,
I wasn't expecting that.
No, weren't you? You weren't.
No.
No. So that it is Welsh Word of the Week. So we talked about it a little bit last week. Laurie has sent in 2 versions of his jingle for Welsh Word of the Week. Now, Laurie, I have to tell you something. I have a little system that I use. I feed any audio clips through. It's like a copyright checker. What it does, it will spit back at you any potential copyright issues with anything, so that you then know, oh, okay, I can't use that. Now your second one that you sent through, it spit back a Paramount Pictures potential copyright issue on that. Now you will know the reason why. I know the reason why. So there was a Wayne's World sort of element to what you did in the second one. So unfortunately, I can't play that one. Although I will say, I think the one we're going to play is the better of the 2. If I was going to pick one of them,
It's very Laurie.
Yeah, I would say. So, would you like to listen to Laurie's jingle for Welsh Word of the Week? Oh, sorry. Oh no, what have I done? It won't play.
And now, it's time for Welsh Word Challenge.
Right, okay, let's get into this. Which one do you prefer out of your 2? Out of the 2, yours or Laurie's?
Laurie's, because I hate mine.
Yes, I get that. Now, I tell you what I like about it. I like the whole deep-voiced, sort of like movie trailer-esque Welsh word. The only thing I will say is why we will stick with yours and not go with Laurie's, and he is welcome to re-record it. What he says in it is, welcome this week's Welsh Word Challenge. Now, it is not a Welsh Word Challenge. It is just Welsh Word of the Week. So it's an opportunity for all of us to learn a tiny little bit of Welsh together. It's not a challenge. It is just... It's a teachable moment to help you. So, what I would say, Laurie, I love it. I think it is brilliant. Could you possibly re-record it to say, instead of Welsh Word Challenge, say Welsh Word of the Week? And I think we might have a winner there. But we will wait and see. Laurie, if you're up for doing that, please do that.
He did say he was going to record more and send them to us, but I've not seen any, Laurie, so pull your finger out, fella.
Look, it's been FA Cup weekend, so I felt it had to be something related to that. I wasn't sure what it should be, but I decided to go with the Welsh word for cup. And the Welsh word for cup is...
Cwpan.
Cwpan. So, yes, so if you would, anybody wants to record that, send it in. We'll play that out on next week's show. But this week's Welsh word of the week is cwpan, and that means cup. So, Cwpan FA, that would be the FA Cup. So it's the opposite way round, but as happens with a lot of languages. So there we go. Shall we talk about Ipswich?
Yeah.
What's that noise for?
Nothing. I just...
You say nothing. Come on. What's wrong?
It was just a bit of a... I can't think of the word.
Anticlimax.
Yeah, because it was like he had all these games going on, like Mansfield, Burnley, and not on a Friday, obviously, but you know they've had all these big games, and then I'm not saying that Ipswich isn't a big team because you know they're in the Championship, but like I said on our live on Friday, I just feel like because we're playing them twice in the league, it just feels a bit, oh yeah, but we won anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah. Spoiler alert.
If you haven't watched it yet, we won.
Yeah, look, unfortunately for us, we were due to go to the game and we weren't able to go. Something came up that meant we couldn't go to the game. We were able to watch most of the game. We were able to do our lives, but we weren't able to actually be at the game. And I was a little bit gutted because I do love the FA Cup. But things happen at times, and we weren't able to attend, but we got to watch it from the comfort of our own home, nice and warm, so there is a positive to it. Look, we made 5 changes from our defeat against Millwall. Kieran McKenna went a little bit further than that, so he made 10 changes for Ipswich from their last league game. We talked about this a little bit on our live. We expect people to make changes for the FA Cup.
Yeah.
The FA Cup 20, 30 years ago, teams would not have dreamed of making changes for the FA Cup.
They didn't have the people anyway to change, did they, really?
They did. They still had like a 25-man squad sitting in the background. They could have made changes, but I just feel the FA Cup meant more to people. Everyone went into the FA Cup going, right, we're throwing everything at this. And perhaps teams don't necessarily... Teams play the long game a little bit more now. Okay, what we got coming up in the league, and they manage it a little bit better. Whereas teams just used to... The team that played in the league was the team that played in the cup. Making 10 changes, arguably... Ipswich are prioritising getting back in the Premier League.
Yeah.
They've been relegated from the Premier League. They're still sitting, they're sitting in 3rd in the Championship. That is their priority, is getting back up to the Premier League.
No shame in that.
I get that. And, so they go, look, we'll make 10 changes. If we go through, great. We got some good players on the bench to come on. If we go out, look... Our number one focus is still our number one focus. That hasn't changed, whether we're in or out of the FA Cup. So I do understand it. Look, we nearly went 1-0 up in the first minute. Ball went through. Their keeper came out, headed it. Poor header, fell to Windass. He sort of hit it towards goal. Keeper got back, stopped it.
Did.
Sam Smith came steaming in, hit it. Keeper save.
Steaming in.
It wasn't even on target, unfortunately, for Sam. I sort of feel like if he'd got it on target, it was quite close in. He hit it, and if you watch it slowly, it was actually going wide.
It went straight for the goalkeeper's little bits.
Yes, he did. He stopped. Yeah, he did.
He stopped it with his little bits.
Yes, he did. But yeah, obviously nearly 1-0 up straight away.
Yeah.
Ipswich had a few chances in the first half. But I felt like they fluffed their lines a little bit. There was Hurst. The ball came across to him. He swung at it, and it was a bit of an air shot. I remember Akpom's header, which initially the commentators said, "Oh, that was close." And when you saw the replay, it was miles away. But he was only 6 yards out, so I felt you could have done better with that. And then we went 1-0 up, 34 minutes. Windass goal, Longman assist. For me, I think huge shout out to Longman. He's come in. He's been on the sidelines a little bit. He came in. I thought he was fantastic on Friday. I thought he was really good. What did you make of him?
I always like Ryan Longman. I think he gives like 110%. He does make mistakes, but don't we all? So yeah, I do like watching Longman on the pitch, and I think he definitely brings something to the
he's obviously to the
flanks
to the flanks. Yeah, he's obviously behind Issa at the moment. We've got a natural sort of like Issa's first choice, and you probably go Longman second choice, probably Barney third on that right hand side. But when he comes in, especially recently, I feel like he's done a really good job, and I shout out to him for Friday, 100%. Probably the closest we came to a second in the first half, possibly even for the whole of the rest of the game, was Ollie Rathbone when he did the little swivel on the edge of the box, hit a shot. Well saved by the keeper, although I feel like it was a little bit too close. It wasn't top corner, it wasn't over to one side, maybe a little bit more over, and it might have caused a few more problems. Still a good save. Look, 1-0 at half time. What were you expecting from the second half when we were at half time?
Thought that Ipswich would come out all guns blazing. I thought they would step it up, put more pressure on us, and I honestly thought they would score a goal. They would get a score.
Do a score?
They would do a score. So yeah, I thought I was expecting that. And to a certain degree, they did step up the pressure a little bit, but I wasn't overwhelmed and like fearful, like, oh my God, this is going to be taken from us.
Yeah, they had a few chances, didn't they? But they were very sort of scrappy. I remember the ball bouncing around in the box a little bit for a few of their chances. Arthur sort of made a save when a leg came out the crowd and sort of poked it towards goal. And yeah, it felt very scrappy the second half.
Even for us, it did as well.
Yeah, I probably agree. I remember Rathbone flashing one across, and it was sort of half cross, half shot. Keeper sort of saved it quite well.
Yeah.
Their best chance probably came right at the end, so they sent the keeper up right at the end, 92nd minute. Ball came across, and their top scorer, Jack Clark, had come off the bench. And it sort of went across the face of goal. He stretched at it, couldn't get to it, and I think it ended up going out for a goal kick. But that was probably their best chance, maybe. Probably the best chance of the whole half to actually get something, even though we didn't really get a touch on it at all. Look, we're into the first round for the first time since 1997.
We're not in the first round.
No.
We're in the fifth round for the first time.
We're in the fifth round for the first time.
It's catching!
So we're not in the first round for the fifth time. We're in the fifth round for the first time since 1997.
Wow.
Yes. It's been a long old wait to get into the fifth round.
Just a bit.
Yeah, look, Rick Miller said Longman and Thomason played well. Completely agree.
Yeah.
I thought you're throwing them in as deputising wing-backs, I suppose you'd call them, wouldn't you?
I think with Thomason, it can be a bit hit and miss. Sometimes he is superb on the left, but then sometimes he looks a bit like a rabbit in headlights.
I probably agree with that.
But I think Friday he was good.
Yes,
he was good.
He had an amazing debut when he played on the left. That was fantastic. Yes. I would probably agree. A little bit hit and miss thereafter. And then all of a sudden he pulls out a performance where he sort of looks like he's played there his whole career.
Yeah.
And then he'll go into the next game, and then he very much looks like a central midfielder who's playing out of position over on the left. It's a strange one, but you can't massively blame him for that.
No.
He's been asked to do something to fill in.
And he's done it.
And, he is doing his best to do that. And sometimes, like Friday, he was very good at it.
He was.
Rick, I completely agree. Parky's interview, there's too much talk in football. Oh, we've got another game. We're in the FA Cup. Well, great. That's what we're here for. That's what we're in the job for. That's what we all love. And we've got a squad to cope with that. Yeah. And it's nice to hear a manager come out. For me, the reason I included it is I talked about it at the beginning of this section. I'm not sure the FA Cup gets the respect from teams that perhaps it deserves all the time. I'm not having a go at Kieran McKenna for making 10 changes. They've got their priorities. And making them 10 changes, they probably feel, look, we are still very strong and strong enough to compete in this game.
Not strong enough.
Not quite, but it's not as if they got blown away, is it? It nearly paid off for them.
Yeah.
I liked Parky saying that, because going, look, this is the job. We want to do well in the FA Cup. We feel like we've got a really strong squad. We can make changes. not necessarily loads of changes, but we can make changes and we can go out there and we can still perform.
Yeah.
Ollie Rathbone was man of the match.
Was he?
Agree?
Yeah. Yeah, I like Ollie.
I know.
Although he looked a bit...
It's not a popularity contest,
Oh,
though.
it is.
It is man of the match. So, and it was voted for by the TV people who were there.
Right, well, when it's voted for by... sponsors or whatever, it is a popularity contest. It's whoever they want to get their picture taken.
Yeah, but
with.
they don't do that anymore, do
They
they?
don't, and
It's
I
fans,
like that.
Fans,
yeah.
fans.
Yeah, I don't see why not. He gave it. Even the commentator was saying that he gives 110% on the pitch. He's like a Duracell bunny.
Yeah.
He's like
Other batteries are available.
Oh yeah, sorry. He literally covers every blade of grass on that pitch.
He does.
So, yeah, it's deserved, I think.
I thought Josh was very good on Friday. I thought Ryan Longman was very good as well. I agree with Rick. I thought Thomason was good. But yeah, probably Ollie just pipped it.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were all very close, I think. Steve Barton said, can't wait to beat Ipswich again next week.
I hope that does not come and bite you back in the bottom, Steve.
Look, when it comes to the FA Cup, what do you want?
It's a different beast to a league game, isn't it?
Of course it is. But what do you want in the next round? Let's not talk specific teams, because at time of recording we don't know all the teams that are in the hat. But would you like a Premier League team at home, a Premier League team away, a team that you feel is more on our level that we could go and beat? Do you want a team from a lower league that you feel like we've got a better chance to go on to the next round? What's your ideal scenario? If you could pick one of them, what would it be?
Well, it's twofold for me.
Okay, of course it is. Of course it is.
I would like a lower league team for the fact that it possibly could mean us getting into the 6th round.
Okay.
But with that being said, I would like a Premier League team, and as much as I would love to have them at home, I think it would be a experience. I couldn't think of the word then. I think it would be an experience to go to your Anfields, your Etihads, your Emirates, that kind of place.
Okay, all right.
So for me, I think probably I'm tipping more to the latter than I am to the 4.
Yes, I think we, as a team, we really when we need to, we really turn it on. And I think we shouldn't fear anyone coming to the racecourse.
No.
I don't think so.
No.
And I think we would give it a good go against anybody who comes there. I am not saying we would beat anyone who comes there.
But we would try.
But I feel like we would go head to head with anybody who comes there. That being said, look, teams from lower leagues do not win the FA Cup. Historically. No. It has happened, but generally it doesn't. It's a Premier League team that are usually 99 times out of 100 are going to go on and win this competition.
I think that's sad though, because I think
it's just levels, isn't it?
It is, but I just think that lower league teams, whether you're in the National League, League 1, League 2, whatever, I feel like you're sort of going into it like, well, do you know what? We'll see how far we get, but we know we're not going to get into the final or the semi-finals.
But that's why you then have cup competitions for the lower leagues.
Yeah.
You have the FA Trophy.
I just think
you have the EFL Trophy.
You're just set up to fail, aren't you?
No, that's the magic of the FA Cup. It's going out and beating a big team. That's what the FA Cup's all about. And somebody has got to go and break that mould.
Yeah.
Of being a team outside of the top flight to go and win it. So, someone's got to do it. It's happened in the past. All right, it hasn't happened for 40, 50 years. But someone will at some point surely go and do that again.
Yeah.
Well, I say surely, maybe never, but it could happen.
Not in our lifetime, maybe.
And somebody's got to go and do that. So why not us? You know, why not?
Can you imagine?
You just don't know, do you? So, I don't know. I think for me, it's all the FA Cup is always like, let's go and play a team that we're not going to play. You know, and I'm not talking about, you know, a team lower down who we've come from National League, we're in the Championship. All of the teams that are lower than us, we've played. We played them in the league over the last couple of years. All the teams in the Championship, we've played. You want to go and play a Premier League team away from home, have a nice away day. But then there's people out there who go, no, let them come to us. Let's get the big team to us. Let's put them under pressure. Let's get the lights on them. Let's get the cameras on them. Let's make them feel like, oof, they, you know, could they turn us over? Could they? You know, let's put them under that little bit of pressure.
Yeah, I suppose.
I don't know.
Each to their own.
Look, the draw for the fifth round of the FA Cup will be happening around now if you're watching us on Monday. So yeah, keep an eye out. You will know better than we do who we've got. Let us know in the comments if you're excited about the draw. If you're not, just comment away and what you think about it.
Why will they know better?
Because the draw is on Monday at 7 p.m. and we are.
You mean us Sunday better?
Yes, us on Sunday.
I was going to say because I will be watching it, so I will know.
Yes,
I get what you mean.
Yeah.
Our Sunday selves.
Us here and now. Yes.
Our Sunday selves.
Yeah. Look, Gavin said Arsenal at home. Now, it's you know. At time of recording, Arsenal haven't won their fourth round game.
They're playing today on Sunday, aren't they?
They are indeed. So they're playing Wigan at home. You know, everything points towards them getting through, but you never know. It is the FA Cup. Arsenal at home would be special. It's something that you sort of picked out as well, isn't it? Because you know of the FA Cup game, you know Mickey Thomas's free kick, all of that. When we beat them, it would be special to get them back to the racecourse and potentially have a go at doing that to them again. That would be interesting. Rick said Chelsea away. Nugget said Liverpool away.
That surprised me, that one.
Yeah.
But I suppose he's been to Man City, hasn't he? So, yeah.
So Myrna, whatever we get, we get. So
exactly.
Exactly that.
Can't do anything about it once that ball's been dropped.
I keep banging on about Newcastle. I want to go to St James's Park, so that would be a special one. I would really like to go there.
Did they get through yesterday?
They're through, yes. So that would be really good for me. I have been to Stamford Bridge. I have been to Anfield. So for me, it'd be exciting. But I have been to both of them places, so it wouldn't be like, ooh, let's go. You know, I wouldn't be as excited as somewhere I hadn't been, if you get what I mean. Look, quick fancy EFL update. Wilcox is currently in first place on 2,272 points. Ian Dougal is in second on 2,220. And Ben Parker is in third on 2,150. There are 2 games coming up this week. Who are they, Sean?
Oh, we've got Bristol City on Tuesday.
Sure it's Bristol City? Yeah, it's Bristol City. You got it this time,
That's
yeah?
what it says on there.
Yeah, that's what you're running with. It said Bristol City on there before, and you said Bristol Rovers, so...
I know.
Right.
Anyway, so this is our 32nd, well, it will be our 32nd league game of the season away at Ashton Gate. The capacity is 27,000, which is Bristol is 167 miles away, which is about 3 hours dependent on traffic. It's on Tuesday the 17th of February at 7:45 p.m. UK time. Their FA Cup game away at Port Vale on Saturday was postponed, so they haven't played since the 7th of February, where they won 3-2 away at Hull. They're currently 9th in the Championship on 46 points. Their last 5 league games, they've won 2, drawn 1, lost 2. And their home form is their last 5 games, they've won 3 and lost 2. Their home fair this season, they've played 16, they've won 7, they've drawn 3, and they've lost 6. Our away record form is we've played 15 away games. We've won 6 of those, we've drawn 5, and we've lost 4. We have not lost any. We've not lost away since Swansea on the 19th of December. Sorry, my eyes are dead blurry. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Drunk. Told you not to drink before.
I'm hammered. You carry on. God, I just can't.
Just can't do
I
it.
can't do it.
It's one of them. We just go. Yes, so we have won our last 4 in a row away from home. We last played Bristol City on the 26th of November when we won 2-0 at the Racecourse.
I wasn't there because I just had my operation.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yes. Their top scorers are Scott Twine and Emil Rees-Jacobson. We obviously signed Zach Viner from Bristol City in the January transfer window. I'm excited to see him play. At some point.
Yeah.
We haven't seen it yet.
Point.
At some point. You know, we knew he had a little bit of an injury when we signed him. It'd be interesting to see if he came in and played his first game for us against Bristol City.
Scored.
Yeah, can you imagine?
Hat-trick.
Look, prediction, Shan.
Shan. I'm going to go... I think I'm going to go 2-0. I'm going to reflect what they played at the Racecourse.
To us?
Obviously, yeah.
Okay. I think this will be quite tight, you know.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's a strange one, Bristol City, when they're at home. You know, because they can play very well at home. And then they can have an absolute stinker sometimes.
Well, let's hope they have an absolute stinker on Tuesday.
They lost, the other week, they lost 5-0 at home to Derby. Just completely out of the blue. So that was obviously their stinker week. But then they have really good weeks where they put in really good performances. I'll go somewhere down the middle. I'll go for a 1-0 Wrexham win.
1-0. Oh, I've got to do it the other way, haven't I?
Bit boring. But talking of predictions, I got mine right on Friday. I went 1-0 Wrexham. So I think you are still in the lead for our predictions. But I'm starting to claw back at you.
You're really not.
I obviously am, aren't I? Because you didn't get it right on Friday and I did. So I am getting closer to you by, you know.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, all right then. Look, our other game coming up this week. You've probably heard all this before. It's Ipswich. It's our 33rd league game of the season at home at the Stoke Kairos. It's on Saturday, the 21st of February, and it's a 3 p.m. kickoff. They're currently 3rd in the Championship on 54 points. No, they're not. They're 4th. Sorry, because Millwall, I think, are 3rd now. Sorry, that's live editing, that's called. Their last 5 league games, they've won 3, drawn 1, lost 1. Their last 5 away from home, they've won 2, drawn 1, lost 2. Away this season, they've played 14, won 5, drawn 4, and lost 5. Our home record, we've played 16, won 6, drawn 6, lost 4. Last played in the league on the 22nd. We obviously last played them on Friday, but last played them in the league on the 22nd of November when we drew 0-0 at Portman Road.
Not that long ago, really, was it?
No, not really. Top scorers, midfielder Jack Clark with 12. They have the most expensive player ever signed into the Championship, Sindra Wale Eggerly. He signed for a reported $17.5 million. So the most expensive player ever signed in the Championship.
Wowzer.
He played on Friday. I mean, I
don't remember hearing his name very much.
He was on the ball quite a bit, so he was there.
I obviously wasn't listening. What's new?
Wasn't fussed by him, really. I thought, worth
17.5 million.
Didn't look like it on Friday, but
Do you think there's more players in our team that's probably worth that?
No.
That wasn't the answer I was actually thinking that you were going to do.
No, I don't think so.
You can do your prediction first.
Okay, I am going to go...
I've written mine down already, so it's the same.
Oh, have you? Yeah. Right. I'm going to go for a lot tighter. I'm going to go curveball.
Oh, I love a curveball. Remember my curveball?
No.
I can't remember what game it was, but it was really good.
Was it? Did it come in? Oh, right, okay. I'm going to go 3-1 Wrexham.
Oh, I've gone 1-0.
Have you?
Yeah, I've gone really boring.
Boring.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, look, why not? It could happen.
Yeah.
Why not? Look, if you do want to support the show, how can they do that, Sian?
You can support us by in a few different ways. You can like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. It is absolutely free to do so. If you enjoy the podcast, then why not leave a 5-star review on whatever platform you listen to us on. You can super chat on our YouTube lives, which we do
After
most games. And we would like to say a massive thank you this week to Karen, Sarah, Nicole, Myrna and Bob in Iowa. And you can also buy us a coffee, and you can do that by visiting buymeacoffee.com/methewife. And massive thank you to Linda, who bought us a coffee last week. So thank you very much to everybody for your support. It means the world. I want to do a job as a voiceover.
Do you?
Do you think I could do it?
No, because you can't read, as we found out from today. So if you learnt the lines...
Oh, yeah, no, I would
100%.
learn.
If you've got to read them, nah.
I would like, do you know
Forget
what?
it.
Just sitting in this studio, not going to like work, just sitting here and just recording loads of voiceovers for like Marks and Spencers and stuff
That
like that.
would be your work, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, no, but I wouldn't have to leave the house.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough. Look, if you want to contact the show, then you can do. Look, just comment on this video if you're watching on YouTube. We will have a look through all of them, reply. If you are listening as a podcast, look at the description at the bottom of there. You'll see a button that says contact the show. Click that, send us a message. You can also find us on social media at MeTheWifePod, or you can email us methewife and wrexhamafc@gmail.com. We've had a few emails this week. We had Chaz get in touch.
Yay!
Chaz and Court are coming over
So
in
excited.
April, and we're going to meet up with them. Really excited for that. We had Tal get in touch again. We met up with Tal
2-3 years ago.
3 years ago, I'm going to say, when him and his daughter were over. They came over from the States. They were from Washington, I'm going to say. They came over and she was looking at universities in the UK. We met up in the turf. We had a drink. We never really heard from him again. And then out of the blue, he sent us an email.
Weirdly, I was not thinking about him, like, but I thought, God, yeah, because we follow, and his daughter follows us on, I think Tal does as well, on Instagram.
Yeah.
And sometimes posts and stuff pop up of her, and I think, oh my God, I wonder what they're doing with themselves nowadays.
Well, he's in a band, and his band have recorded like a 5-track EP. I'm listening to it yet. I will do, Tal, I promise.
I
And
love a bit of music.
I do. My arms are covered with tattooed of music things. So yeah, massively into music, so I will give that a listen. But yeah, look, get in touch with us and ask us a question, raise any issues, anything. Just get in touch. We love it.
Also, before he moves on quickly to talking about Dragon Chat, you can also hype our videos on YouTube. So if you click on the logo, it'll take you to the page, and then along you've got like post, like whatever at the bottom, underneath the.
Can I just step
Go
in?
for it.
So where the video?
I actually don't know.
No, I know. I could sort of tell.
Well, I was hoping you were going to jump in and like save me.
See, David, right?
Sometimes he has to do it.
Sometimes I have to, right? So don't be angry. But because I can see, we've been together.
Save me.
We've been together so long. I can see in Sian's eyes when she's going, please jump in. So basically, where you've got the video, underneath you'll have our little logo that you can click on to get to our page. To the right of that, that's where you like or like a video, all that sort of stuff. If you scroll across from the little thumbs up like, you will get to a point where it says hype. Click hype. You can hype the video 3 times.
It's free.
And it's completely free, and basically it boosts us up, and more visibility then comes on our video because of that. So there we go. Look, quick shout out for Dragon Chat. It's a mental health peer support group. They run 2 weekly Zoom calls. One is on a Monday at 8 p.m. That is for women. The other is on Thursday at 7 p.m. and that is for men. If you go to the Wrexham AFC website, go to the communities tab, scroll to health, you will find Dragon Chat in there. Alternatively, look in the description of this video and you'll find all the details of how to get on them calls. Quiz this week, obvious one. It's the FA Cup. We've just had the FA Cup. It's an FA Cup quiz. Are you ready?
No, not at all.
I'm looking for 5 out of 5 this week.
Well, you
Do I have to look elsewhere?
better keep looking because you're not going to find it here, mate.
I wouldn't be so sure. Let's find out.
Oh, I would.
Question 1. The 4th round is now done and dusted. But what season was the last time we got to the 4th round? Was it the 2021 season, 21-22, 22-23, or 23-24?
22-23. I have no clue.
It was the 23-24 seasons when we played Blackburn. There's your 5 out of 5 out the window.
Well, I told you, didn't I? Have too much faith, lad.
Yes. Question 2. The last time we reached the 5th round, we beat which club 3-1 away? Clues. We've been to the ground last season. They are a city with 2 clubs. So which team did we beat 3-1 away the last time we were in the 5th round of the FA Cup?
Man United.
Did we go to that ground last season?
No, we didn't. So,
No.
yeah.
So maybe just think about
Last
picking.
season. Oh.
We went to the ground last season, and they're a city with 2 clubs.
Bristol Rovers.
You're gonna go with Bristol Rovers, yeah?
Well, yeah, we went to Bristol Rovers, so yeah.
Okay. No, it's Birmingham. So no, yeah, we beat Birmingham 3-1 away last time we played in the 5th round. Question 3. Mickey Thomas scored a famous free kick against Arsenal in 1992.
I know the answer to
but
this
at
one.
which end of the ground did he score it? Was it the tech end or the cop?
It was the tech end.
That is correct.
Or what it's
Yes.
known as the Stoke Cold Brew Stand.
Are you sure about that?
Nope.
Question 4. How much prize money have Wrexham taken from their FA Cup campaign so far this season? Is it 185,000, 248,500, 322,000, or 403,500?
322,000.
That is incorrect. It is 248,500. I thought you would have remembered that because I did say to you yesterday, we have now won just under 250,000 in the FA Cup this season.
Did you tell me that whilst I was sleeping?
Nope, you were looking at me, but you possibly glazed over.
That means absolutely nothing.
I know. Question 5. How many of our players have scored their first ever FA Cup goals this season?
One.
Do you want to have a guess who?
Sam Smith, I don't know.
Sam Smith hasn't scored in the FA Cup.
Josh
this year.
Windhass.
No, he scored 7 or 8.
I don't know.
Okay, it's 2. Ollie Rathbone scored his first ever FA Cup goal against Nottingham Forest. And Libby Kakache has obviously never played in this country, so when he scored, that was his first ever FA Cup goal as well.
I'm angry about that.
About what?
Just how bad it was.
How bad that was? As
Oh,
in
yeah,
the
the quiz
question?
was disgusting.
Or how bad you were?
Stop making the questions so difficult.
I'm not sure that I could not have made them any easier.
I think you probably could.
The Birmingham one baffled me. I went, look, we went there last season, and it's
We went to a lot of places last season.
Yeah, we went there last season, and it's a city with 2 teams. You came up with Man United. In my 44 years, I've never been to Old Trafford.
No, I haven't.
So unless you've been without me last season, that is a balmy answer, isn't it?
Yeah, but we've been to Bristol City. They've got Bristol City and Bristol Rovers, so and that's a city, so it's not that far out.
No.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying your guess was valid.
Yeah, yes, it was.
Sorry, I'll re-say. I'll say that again. Your second guess was valid.
My first one was just being nuts.
Yeah.
I was just being mental. I don't know what I was talking about.
No, me.
So yeah.
Welcome to my world.
I know you deserve a medal, mate. You absolutely do.
Look, thank you very much for joining us this week. We hope you enjoy the rest of your week. On Tuesday, when we are playing Bristol City, I will be working. I won't be able to watch the game. And that the knock-on effect of that is there will be no final whistle live on YouTube after the game. On Saturday, when we play Ipswich, we will do a final whistle when the game finishes. There will be no pre-game, but there will be. So the pre-games, I think we're phasing out now. For the big games, like the FA Cup, we did one on Friday. Any big fixtures, we'll look to bring them back. But generally, as a rule, it'll just be the final whistle post. They're the ones that people seem to enjoy. They're the ones that we get the most people coming on and interacting with us. Mm-hmm. So they're the ones that we're going to carry on. You have spoken with your viewing figures, so we will continue. We'll continue with a final whistle from now on. Look, like I said, enjoy the rest of your week. Have a good week, Sian.
And you, Ryan.
Thank you. And goodbye.